we've seen that a lot of businesses have, working through tons of spreadsheets, or maybe they have 5 to 10 software and they're,
Welcome back to the show. We are here live at the GTIA ChannelCon 2025. I'm sweating a little bit because it is swelteringly hot here in Nashville. Yeah. But fortunately, I'm with the wonderful Mao Tolliver from Kintone Corp. Mao, welcome to the show.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining the MSPAA here at ChannelCon. Is this your first event?
It's my first ChannelCon.
Yeah?
Yes, it's fantastic. I mean, all the people we've met.
What's the standout experience so far for you?
So what I've really noticed, all the sessions have been great so far, and also all the MSPs, all the vendors that we talk, everyone's just been very open and honest, so we've been chatting, what do you think of what we do? What do you think of the event? Like, it seems like a very inclusive community where everyone's just trying to support each other, right?
No doubt. That's a big part of what GTIA is the peer community.
Yeah. And I don't think I've ever felt this type of sense of community in other events. So I think it's been a really good experience.
Have you popped into any of the educational sessions?
Yes.
Okay. Which ones have you gone to?
So since we're new to the channel, we did go to the vendor management introduction session.
Okay. What was your takeaway there? Because they do that for a very specific reason. Because like a lot of the vendors focus on their supply.
Exactly.
And GTIA is trying to bring them together to listen to feedback from their buyers, which are the MSPs. What'd you learn there?
So it's really about understanding the MSPs, their end clients' experiences, right? Like, we can't just be out there selling our software and say, hey, this is what we do. What do you think of this? Go sell. That's not how it works. What we want to be is we want to listen to people, and I think that's really what I've been taking. It's really not sell, but talk about the experience, get to know what are the MSPs, what are the partners' pain points, what are the end customers' pain points, and then see if we'll be a match. If you're not, that's fine too.
Sweet. Yeah. Okay. As you and I talked last night, my slogan is, and ye shall know thy problems, and thy problems will set you free.
Okay,
so, we chase the problem. What have you learned that has helped you better understand the problem that the MSPs have that you're trying to help them solve?
So, what we've seen by talking to people, so there's a lot of talk on AI, there's a lot of talk on security, right? And what we've also seen is there's a lot of talk about, how do you add value to your end customers? How do you differentiate it, from possibly other MSPs? Or you want to kind of be the one-stop shop for your end customers, right? And I think what we've seen is a lot of MSPs are also trying to figure it out because the technology, the space is moving so fast that people do want to provide new offerings to their clients who are just really trying to figure out how this technology sector is working.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So this is your takeaway is it's a fast pace. It's a lot of chaos. People are looking for help navigating.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I get that. I mean, that is probably the best description of why someone would venture all the way across the nation and grind through the sweat, as you can see it coming down on my Canadian face. To come in person is to find other people to help them navigate.
And not just that, but really this community, right? Like, knowing that you're actually not alone too. I think people, I think they've really done a good job at this event is really talking with other people. And it's not like, oh, we have a breakfast for you, just go and network, right? They really make it, we went to one of those first timer mixers. That's something I haven't really seen in other events where, they're trying to be inclusive. They're trying to get people to talk to each other. And I think when we're back in our offices, working with our clients, we kind of get lost in kind of the details of what we're doing on a day-to-day. But when you come to an event like this and you're talking with each other, it really kind of motivates you and elevates you, right? It gets you excited and knowing that you're kind of doing the right thing.
Beautiful, yes. The foundation of our business is solving people's problems, and you got to have a lot of empathy with that because these people have problems, and that's why we're here. Talk about Kintone, specifically what problems that the MSPs have that Kintone is trying to resolve.
So Kintone, so what it is essentially is it's a platform where you can build your own custom solution, right? With very little coding. So I know I just explained what Kintone is, but what we're really trying to solve is we've seen that a lot of businesses have, working through tons of spreadsheets, or maybe they have 5 to 10 software, and they're just trying to figure out
5
where
to
it's
10. Oh my gosh, that's
okay,
under.
That's under, yeah,
10.
maybe like 20.
Okay.
Right? So you're always trying to find information. Maybe all your communications are stuck in emails and text messages. So, we've seen that people are just digging through. Like, there's studies that say office workers use 20% of their time just searching for information, right? So I think what we try to offer is let's try to consolidate all of that into one place so that it makes your life easier to get to that information. Maybe you have processes that you are very specific to your business, right? So for example, if you're a manufacturing company and I don't know, maybe you make like leather wallets or something.
Okay.
A process for a
should have said leather
wallet.
boots because we're in Nashville.
All right, we should.
Let's say we make cowboy boots.
Cowboy boots.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're making cowboy boots. It's going to be very different from like, I don't know, a Nissan. Like a car.
Sure.
Making,
Yeah. Okay.
The screws or whatever. So when people try to look for manufacturing software or processes, like they go in, they Google it, they find a pre-made software that really doesn't fit. It's not going to fit the car manufacturing and the cowboy boots. They're not going to have the same processes.
Okay.
So what Kintone allows you to do is create your own custom software, essentially, that is based on your own business process.
Okay.
So you don't have to change the way you do things just because the software is telling you, you should manage your workflow in this way. But you're just essentially whatever. Maybe you're doing it on a pen and paper, or maybe you're doing it on a spreadsheet. You can convert that into a software on Kintone.
So this is like line of business application builder.
Yep.
No code line of business application builder.
Exactly.
Okay. What have you seen from your best clients? Where are they using this? Who's your happiest use case?
So the thing is, we can go into any vertical, right? So it could be healthcare or manufacturing or, legal, anything.
Yeah.
But where we've seen it is that, so maybe you have your core system, right? You have your ERP system, you have your accounting systems, but then all the things around that, right? So for example, maybe you're trying to create a quoting system, or maybe you just want to send a contract to someone. And at the end of the day, you store that contract in your ERP system, but all the communication you've had about that contract is maybe stuck in your emails or your text messages.
Yes.
So
okay.
What we've seen is that when people put all of that into Kintone, you're able to access it with just one single click.
Okay.
Am I confused?
So is this you're going to make them a new line of business application, like they're logging into acme.endclient.com or app.endclient.com, right? And that's going to have some nicely branded thing that's helping them work through this orchestration instead of them reading from their Google Doc SOP and then logging into Microsoft Teams and then logging into Microsoft Word and jumping back and forth. Okay, but so this, I guess you would have some sort of like the robot process automation, like the Zapier stuff, because you can have that built into your app.
Absolutely, yep. And you can, so we have an open API, so you can integrate to any other software system that you have.
Okay.
But all the things that you're using around it, anything, so what we like to say is anything, if you're working on Excel for anything.
Yeah, everyone. You don't have to say if.
Exactly. Show that
when
to
you're
us,
working on Excel.
And in our process, what we do is we'll build you a proof of concept, right? So you can actually see how your Excel will look like on a Kintone software. And then you can choose for yourself, okay, is this something that I like or not?
Okay.
And then go from there.
So this is like all of the glue benefits of Zapier.
Yep.
Because like I'm using Zapier to glue together all the disparate apps that you're talking about.
It's going to be on the other end of your Zapier.
Like this is, so you're storing stuff, your back-end repository plus a front end so the user can work through the user's experience.
Exactly.
Okay, I dig it.
Yep.
Because when you were talking about jumping between different just communication methods, like if my phone is really the only thing that I can actually get all like 20 of the different communication apps that people try and get a hold of me on. Because on my laptop, if I don't have the tab open, I don't get the message, but at least on my phone I get it. But if this all came into throwback to the BlackBerry hub from 2009, centralized communication, that is even one use case that I could see legitimate use for. And I am a 5-person company. If I was a 25-person company, you'd multiply that by 25 pane. Okay, so is that a common use case you see, is just gluing together different apps into one view so that people don't lose the information?
Essentially, yes. So for example, we have a manufacturing company, right? And they're trying to see how much scrap they have out of their manufacturing process, but there's no software that really tracks that, right? Or they're not going to buy $1,000, whatever amount software to manage that. So they tend to manage that in Excel. All those little processes that go around your main software system, you can create that on Kintone. Okay, I dig it. So this is helping them create bespoke line of business applications in a low code or no code way, which everyone loves, because low code and no code is easier maintained than code, because more people can maintain it than just the software developers. This is my personal opinion. Exactly.
And that's why I do it. Okay.
And I think that's how we can help MSPs too, right? I know MSPs, some MSPs might have professional services that they offer, but some may not, or that may not be their focus area. But with a software like Kintone, you could perhaps be the one-stop shop for your clients to say, hey, do you have business processes that you want to, make more efficient? Or
well, I'm sure the MSP sees them already, because they see in all the back end, and they're probably getting calls like, this isn't going to there, and this is not connected to there. So they feel it already. Now they can just help solve the problem.
Exactly.
Excellent. Okay, I dig it. So I heard a little fun rumor that you're all the way from the other side of the planet. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I'm from Japan originally. I've been living about half my life here and half in Japan.
Where in the States do you live?
Right now I'm in the DC area.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So,
and you love those cherry blossoms. Because those were a gift from the Japanese government.
Exactly. So I'm just trying to be the, the bridge between Japan and
Fantastic.
America.
Okay, what do you miss from home that you're not seeing in DC? And then when you go back home, what do you miss from DC?
Ooh. So from Japan, definitely the food.
Okay.
Right? Especially if you do go to Japan, go to the convenience stores. I'm
eating sushi from the convenience stores.
Exactly.
Usually, as people know, the convenience store is my budget when I'm traveling anyways. But you get sushi from a convenience store in Japan, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. So I do miss just walking up there and getting a pack of sushi, right? For like $10.
And everyone's going to be like, are you eating raw fish from a convenience store? In Tokyo, raw fish from a convenience store is like the McDonald's here. And it's not like it's 4-day-old. There's wonderful old ladies rolling sushi in the back, and it's fresh and it's delicious.
Yeah, and you could get anything too. You could get notebooks, you could get your concert tickets at a convenience store. It's a
Sweet.
Whole little world.
So then when you're back in Japan, what do you miss from DC?
Family, right? Family, my dog, my German Shepherd, who's just, I already miss her just being in Nashville for 3 days. So.
She's waiting by the door for you?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it. They love us. Wonderful. All right. Great to hear your story. Great to chase the problem. This is the most important thing. Like our jobs are to solve people's problems. So it's good talking about that. Great.
Well, thank you for having us here.
Absolutely. We're here with the MSPAA live in Nashville at GTIA's ChannelCon 2025. This has been Mao Tolliver from Kintone Corp. Thanks for being on the show, Mao.
Thank you.
Enjoyed this episode? Hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe.